Ramble.
Thank you to DoorDash, Honey, Jenny Kane, and Pros for sponsoring this episode.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of You Can Sit With Us. I'm one of your hosts, Becky, and I'm joined by Ariel.
Hello.
Maggie.
Hey.
Rachel.
Hi.
Our podcast, Pixie Miles, in the corner.
We're so happy to have you back.
Yes, I'm glad to be back. Ooh, ooh. We got a really exciting episode today. We are going to address some very serious fucking beef we have with our spouses.
Yeah. We're beefing back.
We're beefing
y'all.
back.
Guys, we listened to the tripod.
We did it.
And we saw the title of last week's podcast episode. Beefing with our partners. Excuse me?
Excuse
me?
If anyone has beef, it's us.
I listened to it on 2 times the speed and waited for my name. I was like, Maggie. I'm like, pause. Okay, bring it back. What'd he say?
Miles, we really appreciate what you said about our remote shooting podcast setups.
Yes.
I'm just assuming I'm also included in that, and how beautiful our homes are, and how we're on time and relatively technically competent. We're not the worst in this company.
We just do what Miles tells us to
We do. We listen to the Pixie.
You know,
We listen to the Pixie.
We follow instructions.
At the end of the episode, too, we're going to be answering some of your questions from our emails.
Yeah.
Excellent episode.
Yeah, but first, let's get to the beef.
Yeah.
Beef, baby.
Who's got the biggest beef? Ariel, you got some beef?
I mean, I just have beef in general, but also Ned is in the next room over there. He's literally looking for a cord. I know exactly what he's looking for. He's looking for a cord. It has, yep. Hi, hun. Did you find what you were looking for?
Oh.
Ned, this is our time.
No, get out of here. I'm about to beef.
Interesting that you're here, though, Ned, because I have some beef with you, Full Throttle Fulmer. My husband came home from a shoot this weekend. What do you think he was covered in, Full Throttle Fulmer?
Bruises.
Bruises. He's bruised all over his arms, all over his legs, and I said I was going to get one punch on Ned for every bruise Keith had.
Did he explain why he had those bruises, though?
Yeah, because he was winning, and you got mad.
No. Becky, the bruises are the reason he was winning, because
he was
blocking all of my kicks. I was scoring no points because he was so good at blocking. But
Get
that's
out
the
of
podcast.
here.
All right.
Love you. Bye.
I consider the beef squashed.
Beef squash.
Beef squashed.
That was easy.
I absolutely hate it when I go to the grocery store and I get home and I'm like, oh, dang nabbit, I forgot the tissues. Well, did you know that you can now get snacks, drinks, and household essentials in 30 minutes with DoorDash?
DoorDash connects you with the restaurants you love right now, right to your door. You can now get grocery essentials you need with DoorDash too. Get drinks, snacks, and other household items delivered in under an hour. Ordering is easy. Open the DoorDash app, choose what you want, where you want, and your items will be left safely outside your door with the contactless delivery drop-off setting. With over 300,000 partners in US, Puerto Rico, Canada, and Australia, you can support your neighborhood go-tos or choose from your favorite national restaurants like Popeyes, Chipotle, and the Cheesecake Factory.
For a limited time, you guys can get 25% off and 0 delivery fees on your first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter code SITWITHUS. That's 25% off up to a $10 value and 0 delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter code SITWITHUS. Don't forget, that's code SITWITHUS for 25% off your first order with DoorDash. Subject to change, terms apply. Yeah. Usually, though, I do say, was it Zach when Keith is injured? Because during they're usually paired together. And when they did the escaping getting kidnapped, Zach rubbed his arm too hard and gave Keith rope burn. Aww. And he's got such a soft, milky body that if he gets injured, I'm like, I will kill them.
I love when Keith and Zach are paired together because they always just end up hugging.
They're like, let's just hug it out.
Becky, you're reminding me of a TikTok where there's a quiet person up front. It'd be Keith here with his milky body.
Oh, yes.
And someone's confronting him and he's like, oh, sorry, so sorry. And Becky's like, talk to me. I talk back.
I do always want the guys to do a video that's husband and wife boxing, but Keith always says no. So I was like, but what if Ned and I boxed? Because technically it's our husband and our wife.
Oh my gosh.
I like that.
I would like to see Ariel and Eugene, quite frankly.
I would love
Oh.
that. I actually
You
would-
can't put me against Keith. Keith is huge.
No, Maggie and Keith just get into the ring and hold hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch
You guys
videos.
just dance in a circle. Like
I know.
in The
I was
Sound
like,
of
we would
Music.
not get down to what we were supposed to.
Yeah, you guys can put on a musical performance.
Oh my gosh,
together.
you don't want to hear me sing. I'll just kind of like float in the background.
Yeah,
and
that's perfect. That's perfect.
I would be happy to take Eugene in the ring.
The
Oh
Eugene
my God,
Ariel
that'd be
competitive energy is at like an 11 all the time.
I would love that. I'm actually like I'm getting excited thinking about it.
She's getting like,
I feel like because I love like kickboxing, and I know that Eugene does too. And I feel like we're both pretty like accurate when it comes to, you know, like punching and stuff. And so as long as we're wearing the right pads, like, and neither of us are going to go super hard. So it would just be fun.
You wouldn't?
no,
Yeah.
you would go hard.
You would go hard.
to win.
Yes.
Well, that's true. Once the like competitiveness
Yeah.
hits like just like
You would like
clicks on.
agree to protect each other's faces, and then other than that, it would be like a no holds bar brawl.
Yeah.
But
But I guess
have-
no titties.
I have a
No titties.
Yeah.
Maybe there are pads for that.
I have a lot more just like it like integrated padding than Eugene does, I feel like. So perhaps I would get less hurt.
What would be your nickname, since we have Full Throttle Fulmer for when Ned
Oh, yeah.
goes
That's a great
to a
question.
10? What would be Ariel's? I guess you could still be Full
Full
Throttle
I could just be
Fulmer,
full throttle
technically,
Fulmer.
yeah.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you guys about the time that Ned was playing cards with my family and he lost so badly? So badly. I've never seen him lose so badly. And my family was just like, there were like no holds barred, made fun of him
Oh my gosh.
for it. And
Full heckle.
full heckle. We called him Full Hand Fulmer because he kept, I think we were playing hearts and he kept going down with like full hands. Is that, or maybe it was spades. Anywho,
Can't recall.
he got like all the points and he has never lived that down.
Oh.
And I like, you guys know Ned. I think everybody who's listening knows Ned. Like, he does not like to lose, nor does he like to get made fun of. And so it was a very difficult time in his life. It was probably 3 hours that he will never, ever, ever forget.
Well, that's the perfect segue for you to tell us about your beef with him.
Yeah. what's
Oh
your
my
beef, girl?
gosh.
Kick him
Okay.
while he's down.
So, yeah, kick him while he's down. That's exactly what I want to do. All right. So last week on the tripod, the guys had a beef with us that was prompted by Miles, which I understand. You know, they didn't come in wanting to beef, but
They know better.
But they were, because they know better.
Miles, is that a marketing tactic because the girls are more popular than the guys?
100%. Yeah.
So the more you mention them, because we use that in Try Guys videos, you know, we'll talk about YouTube beauty influencers because they're more popular than we are. We'll talk about their drama.
Right, of course.
And then their fans tune in and we're like, oh, welcome. Come over here. The water's fine.
Do you like unproblematic YouTubers?
Here
Stay
we
here. Don't go back.
So I feel like Miles just brought up your names
totally.
to migrate our audience.
Also, because Miles knows us and he knows we are going to beef right back. Because, oh my goodness. Okay, first, I have to give it to Keith. He is the sweetest husband in the entire world. If you guys don't listen to the tripod, you should, because Keith just, I swear he talked the entire time about how clean his house is because of Becky.
he knows what's
Because
good for
of
him.
Becky. He was so thankful. It was almost like he was just like, Becky cleans all the time. Becky's so good at keeping our house. Becky does this. Becky does this.
the
Becky's
more he
beautiful.
talked about
Becky's-
it, the more I could hear that he was fearful that someday she might want it to be more equitable. I think he was
know.
like, I gotta give her praise so that this never stops.
10 years, man. That's how long you just got to drill it into them.
I have also been with Ned for 10 years. And I seriously, I was listening to the entire episode waiting for my damn turn. I was like, when is Ned going to say how great I am at cleaning and how thankful he is that I do all the work around the house?
Instead, he said you throw out his leftovers.
Exactly. Exactly. Because I clean out the refrigerator and I throw out the nasty leftovers.
That's so nice.
And
of you.
he's mad
It is so nice
because
of you.
he thinks that like I threw away his meat because I don't like meat. What? What is that? What is that?
Ariel's slowly just cleaning out the fridge. He's like, get this out, get this out.
No meat today.
What if I didn't clean out the fridge? What if I just
then you'd
left
have
it?
like 10,000 science experiments.
Exactly. We would have nasty stuff in the back because Ned just takes whatever's in front. It doesn't matter if it belongs to him or if it belongs to somebody else who's like our nanny, for example, who brings her lunch every day because she's like vegan and gluten-free. And sometimes he'll go in and he will grab her lunch.
Yeah. She should start putting a note on the fridge, like in office workrooms that are like, the yellow Tupperware is Mimi's. Ned, stay away.
I think to myself, like, that's not our Tupperware, right? Like, we've had the same Tupperware for ages. You know that the one with the wooden top is like, that doesn't go in the dishwasher. I don't have wooden top Tupperware. Like, that's not yours. Don't eat it.
That's not yours, sir.
It doesn't make sense. I love my husband so much, but I was so disappointed. Like, I wasn't even mad. I was just like, well, why does he not think that I clean?
Just leave his,
I feel
leave
like I
his
clean
laundry.
All the damn time.
Leave his laundry out. Don't do it.
A whole
We all
laundry
know.
We all know
episode.
you. The audience knows you. We know.
Like,
We
you guys
do
walk
know.
into my house.
Yes.
And it's beautiful.
And Rach, you were there the other day and everything was out. Everything.
Every toy was out. Ariel, and then suddenly it was like almost 7 p.m. Ariel ushered the girls and I to the car. She buckled a baby into the car for me, and we left her house filled to the brink with toys and dishes. And I'm sure you went right back inside and cleaned it
That's
all
exactly
up.
what I did. That's what happens to our house every day. It's like it expands with dishes and toys and dirt and like we
Toddlers.
and then at like you get all the kids to bed and then you clean everything back up.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you clean it all up.
Like you gotta.
Yeah.
You can't walk
Yeah.
is the thing.
Yeah. Although I was completely exhausted yesterday and we went to the park and it was very sweet. And I told Ned, I was like, I'm exhausted. And he was like, you should take a mini vacation. I was like, what? Really? Really?
Watts
Are you
always
being
says
serious?
that too. Do you want to go together? Watts is always like, do you want to have a weekend away by yourself? And I'm like,
said that?
yeah.
This is the first time Ned's ever said it. And I was like, yes. Yes, I do.
We should go out to Palm Springs and leave our children behind.
Let's do it. Let's leave the boys with the babies. It'll be great. Yeah. He was like, yeah, go for like a day and like get a massage or something. And I was like, wow,
Mm-hmm.
can I?
Can I?
Like, there's also COVID. So,
So
like,
is your
can
beef
I?
squashed if you have a mini vacation on the horizon?
Yeah.
That's a really good question. He also did the dishes last night when I was reading to Wes. I
Wow.
know. And I came out and I was like, wow.
Here's
I
a
don't have to
question.
do the
Do you
dishes.
delegate?
Like ask him to do stuff?
Uh-huh.
Actually, yeah. I there was one time a couple years ago when I was like, I really hate cleaning out the dishwasher. Can you please clean out the dishwasher? And that was one of the things that he talked about loving. And so maybe I just need to delegate more. Maybe I just need to be like, can you also fold the laundry and can you also like
Until
sweep
you're
the
doing nothing.
floors and maybe you could also I don't know, like make the bed, make breakfast. No, he makes the bed. No, Ned is great. But and he does do he does his fair share, but I was waiting for my
To be
for my day in the
appreciated.
sun. Yeah. Anywho, Ned, if you're listening, I was really disappointed that you didn't talk about how wonderful I am. But I love you anyway, and you do clean sometimes, but
Okay.
everybody likes to be heard.
Let's appreciate Ariel for a
No,
second.
I don't even
Ariel,
appreciate
when
it.
you show up somewhere, you have a bag full of stuff that means you are prepared. You've got it together. There are always snacks anything you need for a toddler or your work life is in that bag. Your house, you make it seem like my children digging through all your drawers and pulling out everything is no big deal. And they happily do so quietly while I drink wine.
With me, which is the greatest joy in my life.
So you're an excellent host. You're very generous with your space and your food and everything you have. And you make... I always come up against this because I feel like you can see the amount of effort I put into everything, but Ariel makes things seem easy. She's like, oh yeah, we can do that. Oh yeah, we can do that. Because you're so competent. You make things seem easy. We really appreciate you.
You know why Ned probably doesn't notice those things that you do?
Because
he's always taking showers. He's in the shower. He's in the bath. He can't see it because he's showering.
You guys
Max,
I'm starting to feel bad that I'm like throwing Ned under the bus.
I think his whole brand is how much he loves you.
Yeah. Does he listen to You Can Sit With Us? He might not even.
He might not. He probably doesn't.
He might not even hear it.
No,
I think Zach is the only one who listens religiously.
Our biggest fan.
Yeah,
our number one fan. And Eugene listens. He texted me. He texts me after episodes sometimes. Oh, cutie. So cute. Yeah, he listens. He listens right away too. It was like only Tuesday, and I was like, wow.
All right, cutie booties. We got some birthdays coming up in my family. Wes is going to be 3 soon, so you know I'm shopping online. And you know, we all see that promo code field, and it really taunts us during checkout. And guess what? You can be using Honey. Honey is the free browser extension that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your cart.
Imagine you're shopping at one of your favorite sites. When you check out, the Honey button drops down, and all you have to do is click Apply Coupon. Wait a few seconds as Honey searches for coupons it can find for that site. And if Honey finds a working coupon, you'll watch the prices drop.
All right, so we ended up finding this really cute wooden crane set. You know, the thing was probably like $45 and we saved like $7. I mean, that's significant. Honey's found over 17 million members, over $2 billion in savings. If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out on free savings. It's literally free and installs in a few seconds. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting this podcast. Get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/sitwithus. That's joinhoney.com/sitwithus. If I don't have a tripod like ready to go, I'm like, what am I going to listen to? Crime Junkies? Like,
I listen to Crime Junkies around the clock.
I do love Crime Junkies.
What about your beef?
Okay, I can't beef on Zach just because if you knew who Zach was when we first started dating to where he is now,
I've only ever known a Maggie Zach.
I can't do it. I'm not home half of the time, and he's shooting in the space and doing all sorts of work in the living room and in our bedroom and in his the office and stuff like that. But he makes sure that things keep moving. Like sometimes I get home from work and I just collapse. Like I'll clean a little bit, but ultimately the reason he brought up onto the tripod that he hates cleaning and he has beef with cleaning, it's not because he has beef with me. And I was like, you better make sure that you're not displaying to everyone that I'm not cleaning, because I totally am, but it's honestly his mess because I have to clean at work,
right?
Before
you have to
I
be
have to go
super
home.
clean.
I have to be so clean. I have to clean my workspace before I get there, after I get there, between people coming in and out. Like it's a lot, so I cannot dunk on him. I have to keep telling him how great of a job he's doing so he will continue doing it, because if I tell him he's not doing it, then he's like, well, why do I even do this? You know?
So he really operates off of verbal praise.
Oh, he loves verbal praise. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
If I tell him how wonderful he's doing,
He
loves it. Even if,
all humans do.
All humans do. Who doesn't like to be told they're
But
doing
especially
a good job?
these boys.
oh my gosh, he's doing a great job though. Cooking, cleaning,
You
he's
hear
really
that,
stepped
Zach?
it up.
No beef.
No beef.
And we know you're a You Can Sit With Us fan.
We know you're listening,
We love you,
Zach.
Zach.
And we also know what
Thanks
your
for
apartment
listening.
looked like before Maggie.
Yeah.
Oh my
Remember
God.
the rats?
So it was like a man cave.
Man jungle.
It was
Yeah.
unreal.
It was terrifying.
And
Andy only ate those takeout salads from Trader Joe's.
Oh my gosh, which
Remember when he like wouldn't
so
cook
bad.
anything? He would be like, I just have this salad. I'm like, what are you doing?
I had to wean him off those salads. He used to have like 6 of those in the fridge. I was like, you know how easy it is to make a salad? You just buy lettuce and you cut it.
It's so easy. You could just buy the mixed greens and then you just grab a handful.
Yeah. Good job, Zach. Keep it up.
You got this, Zach.
No beef, Zach. What's the opposite of beef?
Ice cream?
salad.
Vegetables.
All veggies and ice cream, no beef.
It is funny how people like are so motivated by verbal like praise.
I guess it's different people, right? Too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But Ned and I found that because like, you know, it gets hard when you have your first kid and you're not like communicating as much. And so we were both feeling very, very underappreciated. And we went to therapy and found that like basically if we just tell each other what a great job you're doing, it makes all the difference in the world. You know, just noticing, you know, oh, thank you for emptying the dishwasher. Thank you for putting on pants. You know, like,
Okay, that does make
like your hair looks clean today.
Not good, but clean.
Hey, clean. You know, like, just take it where you can get it.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, it makes such a big difference. And I told you guys like on an episode a couple ago that I was an unsolicited compliment giver.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think that's why. I think that's why, because I just feel like people respond to that kind of like verbal praise, even if I don't know them, which I know can sometimes be problematic. And I'm sorry if I gave anybody an unsolicited compliment.
I think if you're complimenting people's outfits, that's never problematic. Yeah. People love to hear that.
Yeah.
I love it when someone asks me and the answer is something incredibly accessible and cheap or easy to get. And I hate when the answer is like, you ask someone, you're like, where's that beautiful dress from? You look so great. And they're like, oh, it's vintage. And you're like, oh, right. Of course.
Cool. Makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a big Midwestern thing when someone asks you about your outfit to tell them the discount you got on.
Yeah.
Really? Forever. Someone will be like, oh my God, I like your shoes. And I'll be like, thank you. They were 50% off. And then I had an extra coupon. So I had another 10% off and free shipping.
Wow. It was President's Day weekend sale. So you know. Yeah.
My mom is the master of that. She'll come home from the store or something like that, and she's like, "Look what I got! It was 50% off." And it's like, okay, but how much was it? It was 50% off. She never says how much something is.
Oh,
it's just
the sale.
The sale, the discount. Have you guys seen the Extreme Couponers?
No.
I tried to do it once. So it used to be a TV show, but it's something that people do. And they basically like stockpile. So the reason I've never done it is because it's always for like weird shit, like toothpaste.
Right.
So they'll stockpile these coupons for like toothpaste that's like 50% off. And then they'll find a manufacturer's coupon and they'll pop that one in there. And they'll end up getting like 80 tubes of toothpaste for like $1. It's insane. And on the TV show they would go into their like their hoarder's den, their stockpile den, which was usually their garage. And it was just wall to ceiling of like cleaning supplies and
What do they do with that?
toilet
Can they
paper.
donate it?
They
No,
just
they
used
just
it for
use
like big families. Yeah. Usually it was a big family, at least
Wow.
of the episodes that I saw. But I tried to do it once. It was very stressful.
tried to get 80 tubes of toothpaste.
I didn't try the 80 tubes of toothpaste, but I was trying to stockpile coupons. And I like gave the cashier 2 of the coupons. They're like, you can't use both of these at the same time.
And you were like,
Darn it. I give
well,
up.
there you go. I'm done.
Coupon life is not for
I'm
me.
done.
you're like on TV. I saw them use 8.
I saw them use.
Can you believe coupon booklets still look like the exact same that they did in the 90s? I just got a coupon booklet from Vaughn's. You know, like the flip ones? And you like,
The big.
it is 2021. They have not like come up with a better way to market these coupons.
No.
I know they're trying to save space, but they're like this big.
Yeah.
And you still, CVS is the one where you get like the yards long receipts with the
I've
coupons.
stopped putting in my number.
A
Yeah.
break too. I have to cut out this little piece of paper to save 50 cents on asparagus. If you can afford to mark it down, just mark it down.
Yeah, that's what I don't get. Why isn't it all like the phone number, like Ralph's does?
Like you're wasting money making the coupon booklets for people to save, you know, 50 cents or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. If you can afford to mark it down, just mark it down.
Yeah.
Give us our discount.
Give us a discount. If it's in season, it should be on sale.
I fucking love discounts.
Yeah. I do get a sick joy from watching when you're checking out at the grocery store or something like that, and like they press the button that says I'm done, and then it all goes like tick, 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 tick. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh, hell yeah. 25 cents here, 50 cents there.
We were getting a big order once. We were in like Big Bear with my brother and sister-in-law. And I love to play the game as you're checking out to be like, okay, over under 300, like over under 100, like to see who can get closest. So we're all doing our guesses and it goes through. And it was like $600. And we were all like, what? I mean, we were buying food for like a week for like 4 people. So we were like, that's crazy. And my brother-in-law's like a whiz kid. And he's like, this is wrong. And so we asked the lady to go back. She had put in like 75 avocados.
Oh my God.
It was like she hit the wrong button. And so it went to like 75. So we had like $200 of avocado in our
And you were
cart.
like, no way.
And I was like, I'm so glad he was here because I would have just been like, yes, that must be what it is.
that must be right.
I would have not. I would have said nothing. I'd been like, thank you so much.
you
Do you
so
want
much.
another 10?
Yeah,
Do you want a tip? Here you are.
That's bananas.
But yeah, always keep an eye out. Make sure there aren't any double 75 avocado punches.
Whoa. Do you guys like read through magazines when you're checking out at the grocery store, or is it more of a like, are you watching like everything kind of go through?
I watch them.
You watch them?
It's been so long since I've been in a grocery store.
I
I just order online.
Depends what
now.
grocery store.
That
Some of them you can
pandemic.
see, some of you can't. So you kind of have to do like the thing where you have all your bags ready and you're standing out there with your paper receipt and you're just going through one by one. My mom, totally. She used to yell at me when she said, "Maggie, you got to check your receipt." And I'm like, yeah, they got it. Whatever.
It's fine. It's fine.
They got it.
I know.
They got it.
I used to be the sort of person that would like grab the Inquirer and be like, "What's going on today?" But now I don't know. I feel like grocery stores are so understaffed that I will go to the end and I will bag my own groceries.
Oh, I bag all my own
I bag my own
groceries
groceries,
back when I went.
because also I don't want, because I feel like I can bag it more, but like more efficiently because I know how I put things away.
Fired at the grocery store.
Cold, heavy on bottom. If I get home and my peaches and tomatoes are bruised, I'm so sad.
I know, and it's
I feel
and
like
it's not their
people
fault.
bag it in
They're moving very quickly, and so but for me, it's I know when I get home that I'm going to want to put away the things that are cold first, and I want all of my like produce in one bag and all of my I don't know, chips and bread in another bag.
Dry goods.
Yeah, you know, and so like and they're always putting I actually worked at a Whole Foods one time. And so like I know how you're supposed to do it, and so you like you make them so they're not too heavy because you don't want the handles to break. And I'm like, no, you can make it heavy, it's fine. I'm not like going a far distance, you know? And so I'll load them up and put like all the wine bottles in one bag, and then I'll carry it from the bottom because I know, you know, I don't know. It's just and I feel like I'm helping. I don't know. Am I helping?
I also
you're
bag
helping.
groceries. I hate watching someone check out and just standing there.
Me too. I hate
Just
standing
watching
there.
them as they go through and they've checked out everything and then they start bagging it. I'm like, you are in this together, please.
Well, technically, during a part of the pandemic, they didn't want you touching anything.
That's true.
And they don't want because I would bring all the reusable bags in.
That's true.
And one time I put the reusable bag on the thing,
flipped
and
out.
thankfully I had a very nice checkout lady who was like, ma'am, remove your bag and don't put your hands on this. And I was like, I'm so sorry. Oh my God. I was like, I didn't even think about it. I just did it. I'm so sorry. I'll just stand here. I won't touch anything. Don't even look at you.
You're 100%
I'm so
right.
sorry.
But I think we've moved on. I think they're back to letting you bag your groceries.
Yeah, I don't know.
I haven't
Like
been.
I
They
said,
let you bring your
hardly
bags
go.
back.
They
now.
let you
that
bring
came
your
back,
bags.
but you have
Yeah.
to bag it yourself.
All right. We have some emails from all the cutie booties out there. And we'll see how many of them we can get through. Okay. Here's the first one from Haley. The subject line is great. Are weddings worth it? Please help.
Oh yeah, that's a question from me too.
Yeah. So my boyfriend and I have been
And Miles.
dating for
Miles,
6
too.
years. We lived together, just us, for 2 years. So during COVID, he decided to leave his job. They had health insurance questions. We ended up getting legally married to get him some health insurance. Congratulations, Haley and hubby. We have been talking about getting married, like having a wedding, and love each other very much. I was wondering if it's weird or outrageous to still want an engagement proposal and wedding ceremony, even though we are already legally married. I mean, we don't want to get married, obviously, until there is no longer a pandemic, but I just started looking at the cost of weddings, and I don't know if I'm being too demanding. I guess if you guys could talk about your views and insight. Thank you. Love you.
Oh.
So Haley,
I have some feelings
she
about this.
did
but I
not
wanna
get
hear what you guys
engaged,
say.
but to cover her beloved during COVID, they went to the courthouse and they did the thing, which you can do over Zoom now,
Yes.
apparently.
Yeah.
Maggie and I were looking into it.
We were looking into Santa Barbara and they're only doing Zoom. And I proposed it to Zach and he was like, no. He's like, I don't think that's what you want. I was like, it could totally be. We could get a room up in Big Sur. He's like, we're going to open up the computer and there's going to be an officiant being like, hello. He's like, I was like, it just sounds so easy. And we can have a real wedding in a year or two, because that's what he wants. I was like, so you could meet me in the middle, you know?
Yeah.
Ooh,
But-
I smell beef.
And it's not beef. It's not beef. But at the end of the day, he wants his mom and dad involved. And I would like my mom and dad involved. So
Yeah.
it's just based
He's a
on what you
romantic
want.
boy.
But yeah.
Let's be honest, over the past year, fashion has not exactly been that important. But now that I'm starting to go back out in the world, I'm going to need some new clothes. And living in California, you got to dress cool, comfy. And that's why I love Jenny Kane. I absolutely love these little slip-on mules for the summertime. They're so easy. They're so comfy. It's a very classic style.
Okay, I've been wearing the Jenny Kane sweater, the fisherman sweater, and it is probably my favorite sweater. It's lightweight, but it feels super luxurious. I live in it.
Jenny Kane believes that getting dressed should be the easiest part of your routine. With polished basics that will never go out of style, they make everyday moments a breeze. Find your forever pieces at jennykane.com and get 15% off your first order when you use code SITWITHUS at checkout. That's JENNIKAYNE.com, promo code SITWITHUS.
Well, that's the thing about weddings, is that half the time, not more than half the time, I don't even know why I said half the time, weddings are not for you.
Yes.
They are for your families.
Marriage
and your
is
friends.
for you.
Marriage is for you.
That's my belief too. Your marriage is for you too.
Your wedding.
Your wedding is for your family and your community.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so the question that you have to ask yourself, Haley, is, I feel like a one of those radio show therapists. The question that you have to ask yourself, Haley, is do you want to share your joy with your friends and family? The wedding, you're not going to eat your own food. You're not going to eat your own cake. You're going to be talking to all of your friends. You're going to be talking to your family. Planning it can be fun, but it's also very stressful because you have all these people that can come, can't come. Your parents have a list. His parents have a list. It can. I mean, what was you guys are all have been through this or are going through this. I mean, what do you think?
We are not in the planning stages at all anymore. We kind of have put in our mind that it's not going to be till end of 2022 at the earliest, or 2023. So we have a lot of time to think of what it is we want. But I think Zach talked about this on the tripod, but we have prioritized trying to buy a house. I think that's more important to us right now, especially with the pandemic.
That is such a solid pandemic decision.
I know.
That can affect your life overwhelmingly and immediately rather than a wedding, which you can't even have yet.
Yeah, we were going to try to do both at the same time, but planning those, doing both of those huge steps in your life, I started to notice that I was getting really anxious about it. And I was getting asked questions from two different people that were helping us with both processes. I was like, I can't make both of those decisions and be planning, because then I really want to enjoy planning the wedding, and I also want to be really excited. And the home buying process right now is just insane. Yeah, all over the world right now. Yeah. It's crazy. So we've kind of just postponed it because we want to enjoy both of those processes.
As you should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're both super stressful. Why put them together?
Yeah. Have you guys seen that Netflix show, Marriage or Mortgage?
Yes, I don't understand it.
Oh my!
I have not seen it.
Matt
my
and I
gosh.
watched the first episode. It's basically Love It or List It,
Yeah.
but wedding or house.
Yes.
Why is
I'm
it
just
an
gonna
either or?
It's because it's all they have in their budget.
Oh,
But you get to have someone take you to like 3 really good wedding venues and 3 really good houses. I'm just going to go ahead and say, having bought a house and had a wedding, buy the house.
Yeah.
Buy the house.
Buy the house.
Weddings are super fun. They're so much fun to hang out with your friends and family, have like a big celebration of your love. But a house is like, if you can only pick one,
Right.
the house is going to bring you more, over time. Also, wedding, you don't get anything back on that investment other than love.
yeah.
Your house, that's, you can sell it eventually.
The wedding is one day.
Yeah.
It's one day.
But it's important to a lot of people's parents, I think,
Yes.
is a big one. So I would say, Haley, if your family really wants you to have like a wedding, and that's something you really want to do, then do it.
And it sounds like Haley and her partner did not get engaged before they agreed to get married, so that I think said he could be covered by health insurance. So I think if you want an engagement, you already did the big thing. You absolutely should get an engagement, and they should surprise you with it. Nothing has been taken from this experience. You should go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And in the end, truly, if it's something that you want, if you are going to be disappointed 10 years from now and you look back and you say like, oh, I wish I had done the wedding, or I wish I had pictures of, me in a wedding dress, or me with my grandmother and my entire family, then absolutely do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This is, it is one of those things that if it's really important to you, you're going to want to do it, and you're going to want to have those memories to look back on.
And weddings do not have to be 100 people, 400 people, a buffet. I've been to daytime weddings that just had a little brunch. I've been to weddings that only had 30 people at them. You do not need to take out a loan to have a wedding. You just need to think outside the box about which parts of it are really important to you. A great dress or great food or having more of your friends there, and which parts are less important to you. And then prioritize those.
Yeah. And I feel like with COVID and everything, there's so many people that are just getting married and having it very small and intimate. And then maybe down the line, maybe not, we'll have a bigger party for their community.
Yeah.
So
That's what my brother did. We went to a Zoom wedding. Just me and my parents and her
did
friend.
he get married over Zoom with the officiant, or was he with the officiant?
No, it was right at the beginning of COVID. Like, it was right before everything fully locked down. So the officiant came to their house. So it was just my brother, his wife, and the officiant. And then my parents and I were all on Zoom.
Got it.
And my parents had COVID at the time.
Oh my gosh.
We're wrapped in blankets, watching the screen. I have some pictures of all of us standing next to our TVs that are some of the ugliest pictures in the world. Thankfully, they took much better pictures together, because I was like,
Haley, good luck to you.
Yeah.
I think you should get a surprise engagement, and then you guys should pick out a wedding that is cost effective but makes you feel really good.
Yeah.
This one is from Maggie. Hi, ladies. Is it you?
Is it you? Do you have a question, Marguerite?
That you would like to ask the
Mags
group?
has a question. My question for y'all is, can you remember a specific time in your life where you felt like a failure? Maybe you didn't get a job you wanted or didn't pass a big exam. I could really use the encouragement and advice on how you picked yourself up and moved on. With love, Maggie.
Every single freaking day.
Does anyone remember a specific failure that felt really hard, and how you move on from that?
I'm being honest. Every single day, I feel like something happens, and I'm like, all right, well, let me just think about how I bombed that, and now I'm gonna continue on with my life. It's kind of.
Are you talking about work or parenting or relationships?
All of the
All of
above. All of the above. Or how I feel myself. I make a commitment to myself and then I completely lose it. I'm going to go for a jog this morning. Nope. Yep. Okay. Failed that. Well, continue on with my day. Yeah. And of course, I mean, parenting, that's the sort of thing where I feel like if you get angry with your kids or something like that, you can't help but kind of feel bad. And then you're like, okay, well, that happened, and now we're going to continue on. Yeah. But it's an incredibly valid question. How do you move on from those things?
Why do I constantly feel like I'm feeling? I don't know why. Yeah, I think I'm still on a path of being a little bit more gentle with myself, because I definitely am really hard on myself, and not being so mean.
What does that sound like in your head when you're like consciously trying to be gentle with yourself or kind to yourself?
Well, I'm still working on it, but
yeah,
usually I'm very mean. I'm like, ugh, you're so stupid.
I have a tip, but do you want to hear a tip?
Yeah.
I got from my therapist.
Okay.
Because I would say if you feel like a failure, try antidepressants. They're really good. They really help. But my therapist said when you're having a day where you're like having really negative thoughts and they're like ruminating, to ask yourself, am I thinking this because I love myself or because I hate myself? And like in your head, would you ever be like, I hate myself?
Yeah.
Like, no, you realize how mean that sounds. And you're like, I don't hate myself. I love myself. So then you can like catch yourself in the thought and be like, no, I love myself. I will think of it this way.
Yeah.
I also,
That's a great tip.
It's like a mental game. Yeah. But I also like to try to accomplish something that makes me feel really good. And then you can sort of hold on to that, you know? And so I think that you could use that if you have small failures or if you have a big failure, you know, like failing a test or you know, not getting a job that you wanted or something like that. Then, you know, you find something that you know that you can do and that would make you feel like you can accomplish something and do that, you know, and then hold on to that because it really is a mental game. You know, failures, it's all about what's going on in your head. You know, like nobody is going to look at you and be like, oh my God, you didn't get that job. I can't believe that. It's the, you know, the self-talk that you're doing in your head. And so you have to play those mental games.
You do. And you're allowed to be sad about it. If something disappointing or upsetting or traumatic happens, you're allowed to be sad for a bit or frustrated with yourself, or but you can't stay there forever.
Yeah.
That's not good for you.
Yeah.
We've all got hair struggles. I don't know if you guys have noticed, maybe you're not looking at my bald spot, but my hair is very thin and I'm always trying to plump it up.
Well, have you heard about Prose, the new customizable shampoo?
Oh, what?
Prose understands that there is more than one type of hair, has given over 1 million consultations with their in-depth hair quiz. And this is how I got started. I took the quiz and like definitely what I struggle with is a lot of frizz, a lot of past damage from hair dyes. I've been using it for a while and I actually really do love it. I feel like it's helped. It's my own little bottle and I love it.
Prose also has a review and refine feature and it lets me tweak my formulas for any reason like change of address, hair color, or my diet. Prose is the healthy hair regimen with your name all over it. Take your free in-depth hair quiz and get 15% off your first order today. Go to prose.com/sitwithus. That's prose.com/sitwithus for your free in-depth hair quiz and 15% off. How do you pull yourself out?
I once lost a big job that I really loved. Nothing I did, but it moved up to Canada and they did not take me with them. And I suddenly went from like working like 70 hours a week on the show that went to Canada and needed to staff up with Canadians to get the like tax breaks up there, to having no job and living here in LA and having rent due. And I was like, what the hell am I gonna do? And I was really sad. I was like, this is it. This is the end of my career. This is as far as I got. And so I was just sad for a little while, for a few weeks. I was like hiking a lot with Clem. And then finally I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go get a job in something I know nothing about, like that's entry level, and learn a new thing. And that's when I worked at Blue Bottle for a while because I love coffee. Love coffee. And I was like, I'm just going to go get a job as a barista and like see where that takes me. And eventually I ended up getting another job in the film industry shortly after. And then I had 2 jobs for a while, which was nuts. But it like, I just wanted to learn a new skill. I just wanted to do something different. I was like, I can't really like change what this situation is. I'm just going to go do something else.
Yeah.
I think keeping busy helps me.
Staying moving. Yeah.
Yeah.
And active, it sounds like.
Yeah. I think like just being at home in my apartment all day was not good for me, you know,
Yeah.
personally. Madeline writes, random question mark. Have any of you ever thought of a different name for yourself? Like if you could pick a different first name, what would it be and why?
Whoa. I really like the name Cora.
Cora.
That's
Yeah.
precious.
Oh, that's a cute name.
Darling.
That's a really cute, like, little kid name, too. Cora. Like, if
My
you're
name
at
is
the-
Cora. Please call me Cora now.
Hi, Cora.
Hi, Cora.
Yeah.
Becky.
Nah, I've never thought of another name.
Yeah.
I'm just
Rebecca.
kind of a Becky,
Yeah.
you know?
You're rooted in your identity.
Yeah.
And there are so many ways that you could, like, change Rebecca around. Like, you could be Rebecca, or you could be Bex, or you could be Becky.
Reba.
She's trying to be
Reba.
Bex,
I'm
but
trying.
nobody's
Nothing
listening.
sticks. Nothing sticks.
We call you Bex
Yeah.
Yeah.
every other time. So,
Yeah.
like when we remember.
Ah.
I had a friend in college who out of nowhere asked us to call him, his name's Joshua, asked us to call him Patches, like out of
Call me
nowhere.
Patches.
He tried
That's a
so
cute name.
long to get
Call me
Patches
Patches.
to
Call me
stick.
Patches.
And I was like, I just can't do that. You should have introduced yourself as that from day one.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of our friends in college went by nicknames. Like in Keith's improv group, they all had like we have a friend Brian that I call him Biwo. Nobody really calls him Brian. And we had another friend we call Cloud.
Yeah.
Oh, I have friends like that in
What's her
college too.
Yeah.
My best friend was born Elizabeth. She grew up going by Betsy. It's hard for me to get there. She went by Betsy. And then in college, we only called her Shady. I still call her Shady.
Wow.
Shady.
Those of you who are in
Betsy,
middle
what
school
were
and
you
high
doing?
school, your next place that you go.
Yeah.
If you want a new name,
If you want to change your name,
you
you
better
can.
start it. That's your chance. That's your window.
I do remember I think it was middle school, there was like a new kid, and they were like, okay, so, you know, John something. And he was like, Spike.
Oh.
Do you think his parents knew that he was calling himself Spike?
I don't know, but everybody called him Spike. Like, I truly forgot his real name.
Yeah.
Because he was just Spike.
Right.
You know, like, I don't know.
Watch Wes be like, go
Yeah.
to kindergarten and be like, Bartholomew.
Spike. But I definitely went through a phase where I wanted to be called Tiffany.
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 Yeah.
Like the jewelry.
I mean, you guys, I was
Fancy
born
gal.
in the 80s. I grew up in the 90s. Like, who didn't want to be a Tiffany?
Wow.
And then and like, you could call me Tiff.
Yeah.
Like, that's so cute.
Tiff, Cora, Bex.
That's a different show, y'all.
Yeah,
just
Tiff,
a
Cora, and
different
Bex. Ooh.
Wow.
They're definitely not married to the Try Guys. I don't know what's going on.
no,
But I feel
no,
like
no.
they might play at Lilith Fair on occasion.
What is that?
Oh, it's like a ladies' music festival.
Ooh, that sounds fun. Look at that.
This is from Maya. Question on reducing waste and a thank you. Hi, my name is Maya. I'm a 22-year-old female currently living in Charlotte, North Carolina. Shout out, Miles. Hey. I've seen tips on Becky's Instagram stories about eco-friendly items to use and ways to reduce waste. And I had seen a Trice Guys video that Zach and Maggie have reusable toilet cloths. You do not, do you?
We have reusable paper towels.
Paper towels.
But that brand makes
Toilet paper.
I'm eco-friendly, baby, but not that eco-friendly.
One of my coworkers is an avid hiker, and she has a reusable paper towel cloth that she carries with her when she goes backpacking, because sometimes she's on the trailhead for 12 plus hours. She's intense. She
She uses it when she pees,
when she pees.
and then she just packs it back up.
But the majority of what she sees on her hikes are a lot of toilet paper, like the littering. So she'll put on gloves and kind of pick up.
Doesn't toilet paper break down? It's paper. So it should just get wet. You should just pour your water bottle on it. It should break down, right? Am I wrong?
It doesn't work.
Am I wrong? Am I right?
Quite that quickly. It doesn't work quite that quickly.
Maybe there's certain brands that are more that break down easier. I don't know. But yeah, she loves her little reusable toilet paper. It's for pee-pee though.
Yeah, pee-pee, no
pee-pee.
poo-poo.
No pee-pee.
No poo-poo.
I don't know what to do
That
with
doesn't
poo-poo.
seem that gross to me.
Yeah.
That seems fine.
It's the holding on to it that I can't do.
Put it in a little bag of some sort.
Yeah. But I know
Get your
people
pee-pee
wash it.
baggie.
Yeah.
A pee-pee baggie. Now
Yeah,
you
we
have a
don't
pee-pee
use-
towel, a pee-pee baggie.
We don't have the toilet paper, but we love
Just
the
wait till
paper
you
towels.
have kids. You're going to have a pee-pee life.
Yeah.
There's pee-pee on everything.
I mean, my own pee-pee.
Yeah.
I don't care about other people's pee-pee.
Just stay really hydrated.
well, you hike mine out. I'll hike yours out.
My pee-pee.
It does make me think about cloth diapering though.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I have
Because
some friends that do that.
Cloth diapering, I would love to do cloth diapering, but it's the same. It's the same idea as the reusable toilet paper, where you kind of have to
But for
wipe
poop
the
too.
poop off and then
Yeah.
and then wash it in your own.
Or you can send it out, but if you send it out, basically the gas and the carbon footprint it takes to get to your house, to take it back to the laundromat,
To ship.
and to do all of that makes it negate the eco-friendliness.
Right.
I looked into it, and
Same.
then I was like, we're gonna have twins. No,
That would be a lot of
That's a
poopy
lot
diapers.
of
The
poopy diapers.
first-
Especially like when they have the blowouts. Whoa.
full month we had
What do
them.
you even do?
We went through 650 diapers that month.
Whoa. That's a
The
lot
month of
diapers.
April
Did you count?
2019. We were logging them on an app to make sure both babies were like peeing and pooping enough, because
When you have two,
when you
it
have
gets
two, you
crazy.
could really lose track. We didn't do that for a long time, but for
Right,
the
right,
first couple months. And so then we looked on our app.
You're like, damn.
Let me get to Maya's question.
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Sorry. We're
So I
all
went on a
excited.
tangent about the pee-pee poo-poo.
What are some tips that you have for people who want to live a more eco-friendly lifestyle? I'm trying to adopt new habits that can help reduce my waste, be kinder to the planet, and ultimately reduce my carbon footprint during our climate emergency. All of this would be greatly appreciated. So just some tips she's asking for.
Yeah.
Use what you have.
This is a great,
Yeah.
Yeah, use what you have. You don't have to buy new things. Also, just try and remember, like 80% of what's happening right now is because of big corporations and not individuals.
Yeah.
So not everything that's like eco-friendly is also accessible to everyone.
Yep.
So just try to remember that and be nice to yourself. And let's try and use what you have.
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest thing is like, don't buy shit.
Yeah.
That's like the number one thing you can do that's good for the environment.
Yeah.
Stop buying shit.
I think I got one in my DMs of a girl in college wanting to know like what she can do in the dorms. And I was reading an article on like the single best thing that an individual consumer can do is just reduce their consumption of meat. That's a big, easy one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Or
living,
air conditioning.
Yeah.
Turn off your air conditioning.
living in a dorm is pretty eco-friendly to begin with, because if you think about the amount, okay, so when you say use what you have, it makes me think of like I generally think kitchen first when I think of like reducing waste, right?
Yeah.
So using jars and try not to use plastic baggies or
Or if you do have to use a plastic baggie, reuse that
Just
shit,
reuse
girl.
it. Yeah, exactly.
You just wash it out. We have a ton of like freezer bags that you just rinse, throw back in. You get takeout,
My
rinse,
grandmother
throw back
always did that only because she like had 6 kids through the Great Depression, not because she was trying to be eco-friendly, but she was like, why would I throw out this bag if it has no holes in it? You're nuts.
in. Yeah, a lot of like Black, brown, and indigenous communities are actually the first people to do things that are eco-friendly out of necessity, not out of like any sort of, they're like veganism is capitalism and
Yeah.
all of that kind of stuff. But people were just doing it because that's what they had access to.
Yeah.
Like reusing old milk jugs for planting shit, stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But what I'm thinking is that it's eco-friendly because if you're like eating at in a cafeteria setting or something like that, all of the packaging is for bulk, and so you're not, you don't have all these tiny packaging. At least that's how it worked when I was in college, was like, we had these big things of cereal and, like huge scoopers of yogurt and
Everything's
stuff.
basically like, like buffet style service.
Exactly.
Yeah. More bulk.
And so, that in itself is probably reducing a little bit of waste because you don't have these tiny, little packages. I think every time I give Wes, like a little package of, because he loves the little self-serve peanut butter crackers or something. And I'm just like, here you go. He likes to open them himself. But I think we've started getting like the big packages and pouring them into like a little, one of those silicone baggies.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's a little thing that you can do.
Yeah.
But and then like living in a dorm, you're not heating like a huge house for 2 people. You're heating an entire dorm for hundreds of people. Like I don't know. That's where my head went.
Yeah.
But you're right. It's like something like 10 corporations make up most of the world's like pollution.
Yeah. Also, a crazy thing I heard, which I haven't fact checked, but I'm like pretty sure it was true, was that Chevron came up with climate change.
Yes, I heard that too.
Because they did a study and then they
realized what was happening.
Or no, sorry, not climate change, carbon footprint.
Yeah.
Yes, carbon footprint is what they came up with. And I was like, well, how about that? How about that? Yeah, it's corporations.
Yeah.
Do what you can on an individual level, but like pressure oil company.
Yeah.
Yes. It's really the big thing.
Something that I feel like I learned from you actually is also, because it is corporations, using your value as a consumer.
Yeah.
And investing your money only in places that are doing the right thing.
We live in capitalism. Money talks.
Yeah. Yeah.
But any individual thing, I think, is powerful in getting the conversation between people. So, like the thing about the straws, and a lot of people mock the straws and stuff, but it did get people to start talking about ways in which they can help. So,
But also put all this pressure on people not to use these straws.
True.
When there are people who do need to use straws. So it's a very nuanced. I think it's about guilt.
Yeah.
I think like 90% of the shit online is guilt.
Yeah.
It's like, how can we guilt you into, and it's usually
Into
guilt
buying.
for profit. Yeah.
Because you feel like you have to buy. Because Zach and I do have like reusable paper towels, but like not to say that we have emergency stash of regular paper towels, because my sister comes over and it drives her bananas. She's like, where are the single-use paper towels? We keep them under the sink just in case there's a big mess.
Yeah.
But, just do what you
we're in
can.
a panorama.
Yeah. Don't put too much pressure on yourself.
Yeah. Be nice. Think, is this for love or for hate?
Yeah. It all comes back to the mental game.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think the first thing that you said was use what you have.
Yeah.
Because like you don't have to go out and buy a silicone straw. If you got a straw in your takeout order, you can use it. Use it. Hey, heck, use it 5 times. And feel good about it.
And if you need straws, that's okay. But just thinking about what you're doing is like step 1, and also pressuring corporations is steps 2 through 100.
2 through 100,000.
That's what really needs to happen. Just know that it's not on you.
Yeah. Do what you can.
But Chevron, if you're listening, we need to talk.
Chevron, if you're listening, fuck you.
Well, yes, that too.
You can't.
They did like a tweet the other day that was like AOC like tweeted back at them. It was something like, what can you do to like reduce your carbon footprint or something? And they were like, I don't know, not fucking have oil spills every other day.
Oh my God.
Not dump a bunch of oil in the ocean is probably number 1.
Let's start there.
Yeah, let's start there. How about that?
I love the emails. Keep sending them to us. We love chatting.
You can sit with us.
You can.
Thank you guys so much for sending in your questions. We loved answering them today. Definitely keep emailing us, you little cutie booties. And until next time,
Cutie booties.
like, subscribe, follow, do all the things. Wash your hands, wear your mask, be nice to people. Choose love, Choose love today.
Change that inner monologue to love.
Change the inner monologue to love.